Legacy of the Forge, the new DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, does something I wish more add-ons would do. It actually complements the main gameplay versus it being an isolated piece of story that is tacked on to its end. Here you're handed the keys to set up your own forge and become the town's master blacksmith. Now, at first you might be thinking, great, more bloody hammering away at metal, it sounds like a proper grind. And yeah, it is a grind, but the kind you secretly enjoy. It's got enough story here, enough twists and enough interesting mission design to keep you hooked. And it adds real weight to an already brilliant game. So put the kettle on, grab a cuppa and let's go bang our irons together in today's review. This one's a short review seeing as it's just DLC, but make no mistake, it's an important drop, being the first major content update for Kingdom Come 2. The premise, you're running and building up your very own blacksmith's forge. You rock up in Kuttenberg, stumble across a burnt out shack of a forge and think, yeah lads, that looks like a proper laugh to sink all my hard earned coin into. Sensible business plan indeed. From there, with the help of a nosy old lady sticking her beak in, you bring the place back from the dead and slowly hammer it into shape. Now, I won't spoil too much here, but it does tie into the bigger story beats across the whole Kingdom Come saga, and I like that they leaned into a side of Henry's life that we barely touched before. It makes the world feel less like a set piece and more like somewhere that had some history, where people actually lived, sweated and made dodgy deals. And if you've ever sunk time into those simulators where you inherit some ramshackle dump and slowly turn it into a palace with upgrades and elbow grease, then this will be right up your alley. You'll start by clearing rubble, sweeping floors, fixing beams, just to gain access. Proper DIY bullshit, but in the nicest possible way. But then it throws a curveball at you. It's not just about opening shop and flogging swords to passing punters. Instead, you've got to join a guild, and that in itself kicks off a whole chain of side quests, which I won't ruin for you here. Now, the characters involved aren't your usual suspects from the main campaign, but honestly, I didn't mind. Kingdom Come 2's story already keeps me busy enough. I saw Legacy of the Forge then as one giant side quest that I could dip into whenever it suited me, more like a medieval side hustle. Once you're properly set up as a blacksmith, the game starts throwing daily jobs your way to build up your prestige. Some of it makes sense. Hammer out a blade, deliver it to some lad who'll probably stab his mate after a few pints. But then you've got the daft filler crap, like being forced back into that bloody dice game that nobody asked for. Some of the tasks then are hit, some are pure miss, but they're quick enough and you can pick what suits you before they reset the following day. The real point of it though is that you need to gain that prestige, and that is your ticket to upgrading and expanding the forge, and it's here where the time sink will kick in. And by the way, if you are enjoying these reviews, consider hitting that like or subscribe button, or even joining the channel as a supporter, complete with shit badges and yes, unique emojis. So going back to that time sink that I just mentioned then, and it was here that I had this realization that actually upgrading your forge can't be done on the cheap. We're talking thousands upon thousands of coin to get things looking and running how you want. Some of it is pure vanity, paving the entryway, hanging a fancy sign so punters think you're a proper tradesman and not some bloke swinging a hammer in a shed. But there's functional stuff too, a stable for horses, a cellar for supplies, that sort of thing. Upgrades are split into 3 buckets: the house, which is basically your exterior, the chambers, which is your interior, and finally the garden, where you can unlock additional buildings and the like. On top of that, you can hire staff to craft unique weapons, which makes the place feel more like a business. Now, I'd say that this DLC does lean more towards late game players who've got the coin to splash, but technically you can start the second that you gain access to the city. And that does have its advantage, because one of the biggest quality of life changes that I've discovered playing the DLC was the additional fast travel point, along with a bed to save in, and the best part of all, a sales chest. That's right, you can dump all your crap in this chest and that nosy old lady will sell bits of it when she can, giving you that little passive income to help fund your forge. I can't explain then how nice this is when you constantly feel you're at your encumbrance level and you need to unload. Yes, that's what she said. So overall, we're talking about, what, $13 for a DLC that gives you a stack of side quests, unique missions, and a whole new loop of easy grinding to pimp out your forge. And when I say it complements the main game, what I mean is that you can keep cracking on with that main questline, but then dip into this giant side hustle whenever it suits you. Sure, some of those daily missions are dull at times, some of the pricing on various items is high because it wants it to be challenging, which might put some of you off if you just want the unlocks. And yes, if you hated the blacksmithing mini game in the base game, well, this won't really change your mind, but I would argue that even then you can sidestep most of it by picking the missions that you fancy. For everyone else though, this is a proper solid buy, and if you're eyeing the gold edition, this DLC is bundled in with it. With Black Friday creeping up, you might even snag it cheaper, which for sure is the version that I'd go for. Until next time, my lovelies, love to you all. Reggie out.